Amid the fog of San Francisco Bay, a ghost from the past is rising. Not Jack the Ripper, not Al Capone, but a presidential decree called Make Alcatraz Great Again. Alcatraz, once the prison for America's most notorious criminals, a place where no matter how good you were, you couldn't swim out of the cold, shark-infested waters. And now, under Donald J. Trump, a man who has a tendency to solve every problem with a slogan and a tweet now, Truth Social, Alcatraz will no longer be a tourist attraction, no longer a symbol of the past, but a new great step in the art of governing by prison. Yes, you heard correctly. Not a new prison, but our make of an old prison. If Hollywood can remake King Kong every 10 years, then Mr. Trump can absolutely revive Alcatraz as part of his election campaign or his purge campaign. The question is, who will be the main actors in this reboot? Real criminals? Or those who dare to oppose the former president? Let us explore. Is Trump rebuilding a fortress for the law, or simply finding a place to keep warm for those he doesn't like? On the morning of May 5, 2025, in the White House, or rather, in the Oval Office, where anything can happen, former President Donald Trump signed an executive order entitled Restoring and Reoperating the Maximum Security Detention Facility at Alcatraz Island. The title is long, but the meaning is short. Reopen Alcatraz. The order was described by Trump as a drastic measure to combat crime, illegal immigration, and hostile press. Yes, he was not joking. In a speech shortly afterwards, Trump declared verbatim, "We have too many bad people and too few good prisons. I used to say Guantanamo was a great place, but now I have something more stylish in the heart of America, and that is Alcatraz." The media went crazy after the order. MAGA supporters celebrated like they had just gotten a Black Friday coupon, while the opposition booked flights to Canada. Some Democratic senators called the move a slap in the face of the Constitution, but the Trump team responded, "This is a loving slap to wake up America." And Trump? He posted a single line on Truth Social. Alcatraz never closed. It was just waiting for the right man. So Alcatraz, a tourist attraction with a $50 entrance fee and an audio guide, is about to be transformed into a political career training ground, where you don't have to vote, you just have to be disliked by Trump. Among dozens of modern high-capacity prisons invested billions of dollars in federal funds, why did Mr. Trump choose a place that closed in 1963, is covered in bird droppings, and has become a selfie spot for TikTokers? The answer is simple, because this is not just a prison. It is a symbol. It is a stage. It is a brand. And if you are Donald Trump, everything, even the place where you keep other people, needs to be highly performative. Alcatraz has everything Trump loves. Isolated, like Mar-a-Lago. Famous, like himself. And TV show potential. An anonymous campaign official revealed, "We're considering turning Alcatraz into a stage for a new TV show, The Apprentice, Prison Edition. The loser won't be fired. They'll be locked up longer." Beyond the media objective, observers say this is part of a new type of campaign strategy, called the campaign of governing by image. Trump understands. If you want voters to remember you, don't talk about policy. Make a big show. And nothing is bigger than reopening America's most famous prison, attaching his name to it, and promising to put someone in there. Alcatraz, under Trump, is no longer a symbol of justice, but a statement of power. A place where he can say, "You don't agree with me? So did you beat the shark?" Every prison needs rules. But for Alcatraz under Trump, the first thing they need is a guest list. Or in other words, a list of people who make Trump uncomfortable. And you know, that list is longer than his tax returns. Jack Smith, the special prosecutor of every Trump nightmare. He is the man Trump calls a professional witch hunter. Although the person being hunted is quite familiar, himself. Jack Smith doesn't say much, but his actions are as rapid as the finale of Game of Thrones, one indictment after another, forcing Trump's legal team to use Google Calendars to keep track of court appearances. Hunter Biden, America's portable laptop and living meme. If Trump is the king of drama, then Hunter is the supporting character who can destroy the main plot. Even though he doesn't run for office or do anything terrible, every time he appears, he brings along a wave of conspiracy theories, from selling nude photos to laptops containing state secrets. In the eyes of MAGA, Hunter is not just the president's son. He is the reason for all necessary and unnecessary investigations. Rachel Maddow, journalist or high-level agitator, the queen of MSNBC, the woman who can turn a budget report into an eloquent indictment of Trump. And if you've ever turned on the TV at 9 p.m. in the Trump era, you'll understand why he's obsessed with Rachel like a student is with a bad grade. Every time he comes on the air, his name is mentioned. Robert De Niro, from actor to Trump swearing icon. If there's one person who never misses an opportunity to throw an artistic jab at Trump, it's De Niro. He once screamed "FK Trump" live on air at the Tony Awards for no reason. Trump called him a washed-up actor with a goldfish brain. But De Niro responded with every appearance accompanied by a 3-minute tirade. Bernie Sanders, the man he never affectionately called Crazy Bernie. Bernie is a symbol of everything Trump doesn't understand and doesn't want to understand: public health, free tuition, and something called pro-worker policies. To MAGA, Bernie is the embodiment of communist infiltration by ballot. As for Trump, the old man needs to be put in an ideological quarantine, and probably for life. Of course, all of this is speculation, or at least until the next executive order comes out, the Detention of Persons with Negative Faces Act. But one thing is certain: if you're a celebrity, a leftist, a Trump hater, or even just a Starbucks employee who refuses to serve him a coffee without sugar, beware, Alcatraz is ready, and Trump remembers faces. The news that Donald Trump wants to reopen Alcatraz isn't just political news, it's a cultural phenomenon. The seismic shockwaves have spread from the chambers of Congress to TikTok kitchens, from CNN to Discord, from Reddit to Brooklyn public bathrooms. And like all Trump-style phenomena, it's not unifying, it's meme civil war. On TikTok, within 48 hours of Trump's announcement, the hashtag #TrumpsAlcatraz had racked up 80 million views. Creators have been staging fake arrests, some live streaming themselves being taken on a boat to the island, others cosplaying as prisoners holding free Rachel Maddow, signs with icons locked up in the background. Some journalists are calling it an Orwellian nightmare on reality TV. Meanwhile, Trump fans are retweeting it as if it were season 2 of The Apprentice. Except the prize isn't a business deal, it's not being locked up. CNN is calling it a serious democratic slippage, with a constitutional law expert on the air every hour, offering 16 reasons why reopening Alcatraz violates the spirit of our founding. In contrast, Fox News held a poll asking, who do you want locked up first, Hunter, Hillary, or Big Tech? And 67% of viewers voted all three at once. Bernie posted a status without tagging Trump, but wrote with a mood, we don't need more prisons, we need more doctors. And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez posted an Instagram story with just one line on a black background, no jokes today, this is real. Meanwhile, Ted Cruz, who was severely scolded by Trump in 2016, did a 180-degree turn, going on air to say, Alcatraz is a necessary step to protect ideological borders, making everyone watching wonder, what is an ideological border? Do you need a visa? When prisons become memes and politics become endless comedy, where is America sliding? Or has Trump, by recreating Alcatraz, created a show that we're all participating in, whether we like it or not? Alcatraz was once a symbol of cruelty. Now, under Trump, it could become a new symbol of live-stream power, of rehearsed democracy, and of an age where truth, falsehood, comedy, and seriousness all merge into one, like TikTok 24/7. Alcatraz may have closed in 1963, but for Donald Trump, history never dies. It just needs a little tweaking, some stage lighting, a few lines of "Make America Great Again," and boom, you have a plot that would make HBO jealous. How many more iconic prisons will we see in the coming years? Who will be the next to be sent to the island? Not for a crime, but for tweeting at the wrong time, or simply because they look a little radical in the MAGA spotlight. And most importantly, who is really being held here? Are they opposition politicians, independent journalists, or us, trapped in a scenario we can no longer tell if it's real or not? Welcome to America, where you can speak freely until someone tells you to shut up. And if you don't, have a nice trip to the island of fun. If you find this video interesting enough to not be sent to an island, give me a like to defend freedom of speech, a subscribe so you don't miss the next episodes of America in the political sitcom era, and remember to click the little bell next to it, so every time there is a new development, you will be the first to know, before CNN can report it, and before Trump can post Truth Social.